Saudi Arabia's de facto leader, Mohammed bin Salman, is in Washington, where he met with President Trump. The Crown Prince announced that his country is increasing planned investments in the United States to $1 trillion, up from $600 billion. Trump also announced that the U.S. would sell F-35 stealth fighter jets to Saudi Arabia, the same model it supplies to Israel. This would mark the first time that these stealth aircraft are given to an Arab nation. The move could reshape the Middle East military balance and test Washington's close relationship with Israel. And to talk more about that F-35 deal, I'm joined by Barry Posen. He's professor of political science at MIT and specializes in military strategy. Welcome to DW.
Hello, good to be here.
So for our non-military specialists watching this show, what makes the F-35 fighter jet so sought after in the world?
Well, it's the most sophisticated combat aircraft produced basically anywhere in the world. It's an aircraft that, as you said, has stealth capabilities. It's also an aircraft that can be used for either air-to-air combat or air-to-ground attack. It's got remarkable capabilities for so-called situational awareness. This includes radars, infrared, signals intelligence, all integrated, plus optics, which give the pilot a kind of 360-degree awareness. Indeed, the aircraft almost provides more information than a single individual can really assimilate.
Okay, so sophisticated military machine, and until now the U.S. had just been sending those F-35s to Israel in order to make sure that Israel maintains superior military capabilities over its adversaries. So wouldn't the sale of this to Saudi Arabia change the balance of power in the region?
Well, it changes the balance of power in principle, but I doubt that it changes it much in practice. The F-35 achieves its capability because pilots are highly trained, ground crew are highly trained. The aircraft is integrated with an air defense radar system with intelligence assets. The Israelis are very good at doing this on their own, and they understand the aircraft intimately. For the Saudis, it'll be a long time, if ever, before they could extract the full capabilities of the aircraft. So one shouldn't minimize the implications of the sale of the aircraft to the Saudis, but I think it probably makes less difference than people think. Moreover, I'm guessing that American contractors will be intimately involved with the maintenance of this aircraft, with training, with security. So I'm guessing that it will be very hard for the Saudis to use the aircraft in combat against anyone without U.S. cooperation.
So in your view, then, this isn't so much a complete shift of foreign policy in the Middle East towards Saudi Arabia, more just selling this one component, but without the other assistance that the U.S. gives to Israel to make it militarily superior.
No, I actually think it goes much beyond that. I think this aircraft is sort of the physical manifestation of the tight relationship that President Trump hopes to build with the Saudis. Right? The Saudis know that the aircraft is not meaningful to them without a whole lot of American cooperation. And the Americans want that presence in Saudi Arabia as a way of signaling to others that it's deeply committed to Saudi Arabia. So I think that this particular sale and the current negotiations underway to try and, create some sort of, quasi-alliance plus between the United States and Saudi Arabia. I don't think this is really coincidental. I think these things are intimately connected.
So just to be clear, when you say that this isn't going to make Saudi Arabia militarily superior just yet, and that it's a matter of time, Israel still could be worried that in the long run, they're not the special partner of the U.S. anymore?
Well, that's a different question, but the Israelis have always had a certain sensitivity about America's relations with the Gulf states, and the Americans have provided lots of frontline military equipment to the Saudis for years, have been intimately involved with the operation of the Saudi air defense system, training Saudi pilots, providing security in the kingdom. There's lots and lots of military contractors there. So the Israelis have always had this concern from time to time when a new capability has, been suggested to be supplied to the Saudis. The Israelis have made their concerns known. I think they'll make their concerns known here, but I don't think they can, really stop this sale, partly because the president really likes big sales of weapon systems that bring in a lot of money, partly because this relationship with Saudi really matters to them, and partly because at the moment the Israelis are really quite dependent on the goodwill of Donald Trump. So I think the Israelis will tell their friends they're not happy about this, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to be able to do much. And I think if we're really serious about it, in terms of its effect on the military balance between Saudi and Israel, i.e. Saudi's independent ability to threaten Israel, there's going to be less change here than people think.
Okay, Professor Barry Posen from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.